Hello everybody, today I've got another two crazy bots from Beast Wars and Neofire. This is the versus pack of Mach Kick and Arcadis. This is the Korean Sonokong reissue of the Takara original that came out in 1999. On the front of the box you can see that's Mach Kick and that's Arcadis. On this end we've got Mach Kick in his horsey mode, in his attack mode and his robot mode. On the back you can see some of the features. That's Mach Kick's headbutt, he's got a little axe. Arcadis has some feather bombs and he's also got this little gun on his arm. On this end we can see Arcadis in his dinosaur mode, in his attack mode and in his robot mode. So this is how it all comes in the box. You've got Mach Kick down here, you've got Arcadis there, that's the two feather bombs for Arcadis, and also this little gun here is actually for this guy, which is a bit strange. And as ever we get the little trading cards. So as ever, let's take a look at these little cards, and I bet you're wondering, did I actually get both of these guys in trading card form? Well, we'll see. That's Arcadis there, so there's one of them. Then we've got Magmatron, we've got Dead End, we've got Sling, we've got Karada, and that's the lot, so we didn't get a Mach Kick. So let's start off with Arcadis then. As you can see, he's a part lizard, part birdie thing. I actually know what this one's called. This is an Archaeopteryx. I've been watching Dr. Prime's videos. So, he's a dinosaur birdie lizard, basically. His wings, you can flatten them out like that. You can move the tail about. He's got a bit of movement on his head. We've got these little chicken feet. You can sort of balance him just about like that. Under here, he's got these little holes where you can plug in his little feather bombs. They're not spring-loaded or anything, but they do go flying when you press his buttons. We can get them to stay in. Nope. Must have them on the wrong sides. They have little hooks on them. There we go. There we are. So that's his little bombs. And to activate them, and also put him in attack mode, you press these little buttons and it does that. Not very effective really. And that's his attack mode. Not particularly interesting. It's a lot better than some Beast Wars Neo tertiary modes though. Now he does also have a gun which we can plug in under here. There is a little slot and this just plugs in there. And that'll become more apparent when we go to robot mode. You can actually see it as well, but never mind. So to transform this guy then, let's start with the legs. That's pretty simple. We bring these down. Now these just tuck in at the back like that, and they don't really hide away, they just sort of stick there. And then we bring these down. Yeah, they're not very successful, the legs on this guy. Twist his little feet round. So that's pretty much how the legs go. Now for the body, there's a front and a back on this. There's the front, you can see the little red bit there. So what we do here, we just fold that down, twist this around, and this bit back round, and that's going to be one of his arms, with a little mouth on it, and that's his other arm there. Then we lift this bit up, like that, and that folds over. You can see his Destron Spark Crystal there. Let's bring his legs round. And then these bits fold over like a poncho or something. In the top there's his head. We just flip that around. Now he is kind of hidden by his wings, which we need to push back in, don't we really? So that's just about his robot mode. Now he does have this brilliant little feature on here. I do like this. You've got to wiggle this wing till it comes out, and then if we can grip it right, you see that little gun in his arm there? If you turn it the opposite way, it actually goes into his hand. That's pretty cool, that. I like that. Probably makes this figure, because his legs aren't too hot and the rest of him's a bit dubious. So there you go, that's his robot mode. reasonably successful. I believe this guy was also reused as Beast Machine's Air Raptor. So this then is Mach Kick. This is the good guy, this is the Cybertron. And he's a horsey. I think he's the only one in Transformers. There was a unicorn, but this is a proper horse. And he's quite amusing. He's got a real ponytail on his tail. It's you don't get a comb, thankfully, though. You can stand him up on his hind legs, just about. He will do it. You can give him a crazy horse pose. So there you go, that's him stood up on his hind legs. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Now at the front you've got full hoof articulation, you've got knees. These legs will move outwards as well, you can do that. The back legs are a little bit more restricted, but you do have the a bit at the knees, and you still got the hooves. Now he does have this crazy feature, where if you push down on his mane, he does that, which is mental, but that's the Japanese for you. So to transform this guy, he actually has 3 modes. He has a tertiary mode. And yeah, I'll try and show you that. It's stupid, but we'll have a go. Right, so to get this guy out of horsey mode, this guy is very, very difficult to work out. It took me hours to sort this guy out. Basically, you just unclip everything. Getting him into robot mode's not so bad, but getting him back into his horse mode, that is a challenge. Yeah, he's got little pegs that hold everything together, and they're always in awkward places. There we go. So for his attack mode thing, we've got to bring this around. Yeah, which way do we go? Yeah, these want to be that way on. Don't be expecting too much from this, by the way. It's terrible. This mod anyway. And then we bring these things out and get hold of them. There we go. And they go like that. Then, which way does this bit go? That needs to be like that. It just looks like a mess right now, doesn't it? That way. Yeah, so we've got the horsey bit there. That goes like that. We take this, that's his little axe. It's quite nice, it fits in his in the back of him. Integrated weapons. Not bad. Right, let's bring these panels out the way. And we need to bring this bit around and down under here. Yeah, that way on I think it goes. No, that way. Yeah, it's a mess. And these go around like that. And believe it or not, that is, give or take the odd bit here and there, that is his attack mode. What a mess. Now you see why I didn't show you the modes on the other guys. Most of these Beast Wars Neo figures have a messy mode. You can still do his little headbutt, but oh dear, dear me. So let's rapidly get him to robot mode, because he is quite a successful robot, I'll give him that. So down here we flick these down, and they're going to form the fronts of his feet. And we bring these down, and that's the back of his feet. And we need to have his legs, so the horsey side's on the inside, and the robot side's on the outside. You can see his Cybertron crystal there. Now let's get rid of that bit and bring this around a bit. Got an arm, and this bit comes around here like that. Oh, and this has just popped off. Happens a lot with this guy, particularly this joint here. Loves to come off on that bit. So there's one of his arms. Now these bits, these actually rotate just by the hips there. And what you need to have them is with that little line facing forward, and that allows you to bring these panels around to the back. You can either cross them over, or you can have them forming two big arse cheeks, for want of a better word. Then this section comes off again, not meant to, around like that, and then that goes like that for a sort of shoulder cover. This one comes out and around, turn around the horsey head and flip out the little mouth, and that's now his arm. And then we flip this bit out and around, and you see he's got another ponytail on the robot head, which is awful. And then at the back, this section twists, goes flat up against him, and you want the legs pointing downwards, and then the flip over like that, and that's his backpack. And there we go, just straighten him up a little bit, and that is Mach Kick in his robot mode. Give him his little axe, and there we have it. Sort his backside out a bit there. Yes, he's got lots of panels, lots of kibble. He's a bit of a mess, to be honest, but he looks quite good, and the challenge of getting him back into horse mode, that's what makes this figure. It really is quite a challenge. There's a closer look at his head. I really don't like that head sculpt, it's not very good. And he's got his ponytail, which to be honest just gets in the way more than anything. Don't know why they needed to add real hair to him, but I suppose it's gimmick, isn't it? You can sort of do different things with his shoulder if you want to, but I find it looks a little better like that, just sort of tucked in. So there you go, that's Mach Kick in his robot mode. Now when I got this, I got him this far and I could not get him back into horse mode, and I like to check reviews on YouTube and get help basically where I can, and I saw loads of reviews on this by some of the top reviewers, and they all skimped on the getting him back into horse mode. So what I thought for you today, if you've seen enough, feel free, turn this video off. But if you got this guy and you're stuck, then this little section's for you. I'm going to show you how to put him back. So to get this guy back into horse mode, what we need to do first off is get rid of that little axe, because that's just going to get in the way. Then we'll start down here. These bits come up and around, tuck the toes in, push them up like that. And then at the back, we bring these back down, click them into the knees, like so. Then give him a spin, like that. So he's now got super long legs. Now these bits here, you can see the little lines on the front. Now this side, you need to turn it all the way around, and that should have the ball joint facing you. And on this side, the ball joint bit wants to be pointing upwards like that. You just tuck them in for now. Now under here, that's where his crystal is. That's going to be at the bottom, and that bit there is going to be at the top. So what we need to do is bring the legs down and around like that, and then these lock in between the legs there. And if you give them a good twist, it looks like that. With me so far? Good. Now this section, that wants to come up like that, and then we've got this arm. So if we bring this around, just click it around like that, spin that back, and there's a little peg there, little hole on the side of his hand, and that holds in there. It's not a brilliant fit, but it does sort of keep it out of the way for you. And then there's a little bit there, we can bring that down and around. Now his head, this ponytail causes problems. We turn the head round completely, grab his ponytail, wrap it round his head, if you can get hold of it, and push it down, wedge it in there, and that stops the hair sticking through the panels on the horse. So where are we then? That one, That's going to come up like that. Now this took me a while to work out. These legs under here, you've got to turn that so it's at an angle with this diagonal sort of bit, and then that comes up and around, goes like that. Then these sections, that one goes around like that way. You can see the hair's popped out again. It's a real pain, that hair. So we should have something like that, where you can now bring these panels around. It does take some fiddling about with it to get it there. You can see his hair sticking out again. So we've got a peg there, and we've got a peg there. And if you just keep manoeuvring till those line up with the holes on the horse legs, and they should clip in. That's it. So we've now got that, and this head will just pop in like that, and we're nearly there. So we straighten that bit out, and then we've got two pegs there. Actually, before we do that, we need to put the tail back in. There's a hole there, and it goes in that way on, so the axe is pointing down, and that locks in at the back. Push the legs in to those little holes on his back, lock it in place, give him a bit of a tweak. You can see the hair sticking through. That's what I mean about the robot head ponytail being a problem. But there you go, we're back in horse mode without any stress whatsoever. So I do recommend this set. Mach Kick is a bit of a pain, but if you give a bit of practice to it, you will get there. And it is quite satisfying when you finally cracked it. Arcadis, he doesn't look too great, but I love that little mechanism on his arm that puts a gun in his hand. That's brilliant. So this has been Luke with Mach Kick and Arcadis from Beast Wars Neo. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.